Good evening, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to another day of triathlon training. As you watch this in the real world, tomorrow is race day. In the actual real world, it's 2 days away. Today's Friday evening, but Saturday evening. So if you're doing Outlaw half Ironman tomorrow, Outlaw X at Thorsby Park, good luck. Give it everything you've got, enjoy the day. Yes, it's not going to be normal triathlon. Yes, we're not going to have the normal feed stations. We're not going to be able to hug each other in transition and whatever else. However, let's keep it safe and secure and let's have fun doing a triathlon, because a couple months ago I didn't think we'd be doing one this year, so let's make the most of it. So what am I going to talk about in this video? Well, this is mainly aimed at people doing the Outlaw event. However, for those that aren't doing it, I hope you still get something from this video. So for those that do an Outlaw, I've had a few questions inspired of it this week and a few discussions with people, and I thought I'd share the contents of that. Hopefully we can try and share some tips for tomorrow so we can get through this event, and if not, let me know down below if I'm wrong about any of this. I probably am. The main thing is it's going to be quite cold and quite windy, and that isn't the weather we've been training in for the last 2 or 3 months, unless you've been unfortunate enough to live somewhere where the weather has been like that. For the most part in the UK, it's been all right, hasn't it? So in terms of temperature, it's forecast to be about 6 or 7 degrees Celsius when we start, rising to 8 or 9 when we get on the bike, and the wind is about 17 or 18 miles an hour with 30 miles an hour gusts. So it's gonna be a tough old day. So I'm gonna talk about how I'm gonna change my race strategy, the equipment I'm using, kit, etc., in order to try and get through the day with those things in mind. So let's start with the swim. The water temperature is not going to be that cold. It's going to be 16 or 17 degrees. It's going to be okay. I don't own any cold swimming kit like a hat or boots or anything, so there's no decisions to make there. I'll just be swimming in the stuff I've normally got. One change I'm going to make though, I'm going to take a bottle of water with me, because you can't acclimatise in the swim before you start. I'm going to tip a bottle of water down my wetsuit in transition at some point, just so that I've got a little bit of a layer of water between my body and the wetsuit, if there's space in there. Hopefully gets rid of some of that when you get in the water, because you're going to be getting in and swimming straight away, so a bit of a concern there. Getting onto the bike. Now, if you get on the bike and you're cold, and you're really cold in the first half an hour or so, it could end your day. It's as simple as that. You might not get to the finish. You know, getting cold really affects you, and if you get like hypothermic cold, you'll be really unwell. So my plan is, as a minimum, I'm going to be putting on arm warmers and gloves as an absolute minimum. If I think it's going to be colder, because as I said, tomorrow morning is Saturday for me now, and it's going to be the same temperature as it is on Sunday, so I'm going to try and get out early and test what the temperature's like outside. Further levels up than that, I've got a base layer, a long sleeve lycra base layer. I might put this on before the swim under my tri-suit. I was conscious of wet clothes, or I might put it on in transition, but I think it's just going to be take too long to put onto a wet body, so I think I'll either swim in it or not put it on at all. If it is really cold, I'm going to wear this on the bike. This is a Castelli Perfetto. This is like a windproof jacket. It is breathable. It fits me quite snugly. It's obviously not a fast fabric for time trialing. However, if the difference is I'm going to be warmer and be able to finish it, and being colder but faster for half an hour but then pulling out actually too cold, I'd rather pick being warmer. So I'm definitely going to have this in transition, and if I'm struggling cold wise, I'll definitely slip it on. It is quite snug fit, as I said, so I think I'll be okay, but we'll see. For the rest of the bike, actual bike equipment wise, I'm going to run a shallow front wheel. I'm definitely going to run the disc rear wheel, because I find that being a bit of a heavier guy, so I'm like 85 kilos or 86 kilos this morning, I don't really get blown around too much, but the front wheel really does have a big effect on bike handling. So I normally run a Zip 808, I'll be going down to a 404 just so I can hopefully not end up in a ditch. Other than that, the bike's going to be pretty much the same. I am going to change my nutrition slightly, not in terms of what I have. So my nutrition plan is 1 bottle of High 5 carb mix, and the bottle's only going to be like a 600ml bottle. Reason being, when it's cold, you don't drink much, and if I have to force myself to get fluid down me, 1, I won't get it down me, and 2, if I do, I'm going to be weeing all day. So I'm only going to have 1 bottle of fluid. Yes, there's a risk of I could drop it and I could lose it, but I'm pretty confident in where I have my bottle between my arms, I'm not going to drop it, and if I do, I can stop at a feed station. So in that bottle, that'll be about 60 grams of carbs. I'm going to be aiming for between 180 and 200 grams of carbs, which is roughly 80 grams an hour for me. I'm hoping to be on the bike for, I don't know, 2 hours 20 to 2 hours 30-ish, who knows. And that is going to be made up of this. So 3 or 4 High 5 gels, can't remember the exact calculation, and 2 packets of Cliff Blocks. Yes, it's sugary. Yes, it might be things that people have later on in a race, but I find that I get on with those. Whenever I start trying to have stuff like bars, it just takes so long to eat and chew and swallow, then I find that gives me digestion issues later on in the day. So I'm just going to go straight for that sort of stuff, and then on the run I'll take a couple of gels with me, and that'll be about it, I think. So if you want somebody to heckle on race day, I don't have my tri-suits hand because it's in the wash, but I'll look pretty much the same with this as this, except my face will look like, because I'll be crying. If you see me, give me a shout. Let's get through it and let's have a great day. So that's it really, that's my sort of two penneth towards what kit I'm going to be using for Outlaw in light of the weather looking not as nice as it did a few weeks ago. But let me know down below, would you change any of that? Have you got any recommendations for a colder event? I will just urge people to not make last minute decisions, like panic and change what they're going to use, but if it's something like, should I put an extra bit of clothing on, then I probably would lean towards that. Especially Alistair Brownlee, something big and flappy, really slow you down, that'd be good. Anyway, enough Outlaw chat, I'm actually on the bike for a reason. Today's training session is another tempo workout, so again, not taking on much fatigue, 4 times 8 minutes tempo in TT position on the watt bike indoors, so let's get cracking. Before I forget, if you want to follow along on the day, there's no like live stream, it's not really that level of event. However, there is an app where it's got a live tracker on, so various splits during the day you'll see where all the leaders are, and then eventually where I am. It's called Outlaw Triathlons with an S, the app is, and there's also a live tracker on results-based website. I'll leave a link for that down below, so feel free to check that out. I'll also, when I finish, put it on Strava for the kudos, obviously, and I'll probably do an Instagram post just to drag it all out, so all those links are down below. I'm number 321, or to search for my name. Liz is, I don't know what number Liz is, sorry Liz. If you search Liz Saxton, you'll find her and her relay team. Catherine, who's Will Cowan's other half, is doing the swim. Liz is on the bike, and our friend Tracy is on the run, so good luck to her as well. Session done, that was all right. Bit of a roller coaster. Oh, I feel great, oh, I don't feel good, but that's just taper week for you. Guys and girls, race day tomorrow. See you at the crack of dawn in transition. Tomorrow's video is going to contain racking and register, well, not registering day because we've already registered, just racking day. I'll try and get as many pros faces as I can, get some words from them. There's a few other triathletes that I know of, also have YouTube channels and blogs and stuff, so everybody I come across who fits that criteria, give them a shout out. So get ready for a whole host more viewing pleasure coming your way. See you later, tomorrow 4 PM.